What is going on, everybody? My name is Ciara Lawler. Welcome back to another week of Weird News Wednesdays. This is the Heroes for Hire podcast. We are back again talking all the strangest news stories from around the world. We talk about the news that the real news is just too afraid to talk about. As always, I am joined by my partner in crime, Mr. Shaun. Shaun, how's it going?
Look, on the descending scale of names, I'm great. I mean, having a fun time, Connor. I was going to tell an interesting anecdote about my day at work, but... I think we should all settle around the campfire. Shaun has an interesting story. Now, I think we should all maybe preface this by saying it might not be interesting or really count as a story per se. None of those things could be true. Yeah. But this is it's a very specific thing that happened to me because I spent quite a bit of money on this microphone for the podcast, right? But my headset broke that I use in working from home. So I was like, grand, I'll just substitute it for the podcast microphone.
Yeah.
And I was talking with 4 or 5 colleagues today, and they all said, God, Shaun, you sound great. Has something
They clearly never listened to the fucking show.
I know. Oh, the branding. The t-shirts I wear in the office clearly aren't working. Links below, by the way.
You've got like the sweatbands and the headband on.
Yeah. I've got the stunner shades with the Heroes for Hire logo on them. Yeah.
Of course.
But no, that's all that happened to me today, is that people complimented my audio technology, Connor.
Funny that you described that as interesting. Anyway, so this is weird news.
Wow, that hurt on a personal level. Because we're friends outside of this show.
But at least I heard your sadness clearly. So, swings it around
crisply. Wait till the audio fucks up and it sounds like I'm in a phone box or something.
Corrupted. Absolutely corrupted. So, Shaun, this is weird news. What do we do here?
You have spent the week gathering all of the weirdest news stories from around the world. I've been too busy impressing my co-workers with my audio skills to look at any weird news. You're about to read them all out to me, and I will give my genuine reactions for the first time, Connor.
This is true. So, Shaun, we are starting this week with some pretty big news, because there was lots of, there was weird news this week in terms of that caught my eye, but there was one particular from our home nation that really... I felt like the world needed to know about. I don't know if this is funny for a long period, but it might be funny for me and you, because Ireland went to war this week.
We did.
Not a lot of people know this. Not a lot of people know this, Shaun, because I think we need to get the word out, because Ireland, we're not naturally a neutral country, I would say.
Famously
mostly
neutral.
Because our army mostly consists of 3 lads and a sheep.
No, but this is a fact. Like, Ireland does not have an army. We have a defence force because we don't have the numbers to make up an army.
We're just like, anyone who comes here, we're like, come on, lad. Serious.
Come on. Who pick on someone your own size. Come on. Like, until Malta attacks us, we're fucking grand.
Oh no, San Marino. We're fucked. You just need 12 good lads and you take the country.
That's
anyway,
yeah.
So Ireland were in a war this week, and what's very funny about this, and what the only reason why this is in weird news, is because think of one country what would be the last country you would think Ireland should get into a war with?
I would say any country, Connor, because I believe in peace between nations.
Okay, but of all of the countries, what would be the worst country to get into a war with?
I would say Russia. I would hazard a guess at Russia.
Irish fishermen go to war against Russian Navy exercises.
Fucking hell, boys. Lads, no one asked you to do it, but by God you did. No one wanted you to do it, but by God you did.
No. Everybody, it was the moment in the movie that you see a terrible thing about to happen to your friend, and you're like, no, don't. When we've all seen this news. So what happens is, right, there's military drills. The Russian Navy are going to be having military drills in international waters, 240 kilometres off Ireland's southwest coast next month. But Irish fishermen are claiming that the drills threaten a crucial area of marine life and an important fishing region for them. So, according to the Russian ambassador to Ireland, he has said that it will be a small exercise, maybe 3 or 4 ships, nothing more. Now, he said that, Shaun, but the Irish fishermen, like anybody else really, in this situation you would just go, okay, right. But no, they weren't going to take this lying down. They looked around at each other and they said, we can take on the Russian Navy. What do we have? Sure, Johnny's done karate. He's done karate class for a few years. We'll take on the Navy.
And sure, when Tom has a few pints in him, he'd go through you. Oh, jeez, lads.
And so they talked amongst each other and they decided the best thing to do was to go to war and disrupt the Russian Navy exercises.
My God. Like, that's like, internationally, that's surely a crime, right? Like, interrupting a military exercise. Yeah. You can't do that.
But like, it's also a crime to come into our fishing land, Shaun, right? Because the big boys think they can just bully us, but no more. I won't have it.
But surely they had to ask, right? Like,
oh, they did, yeah. But the fishing lads are
they
like,
got permission to do this, but the fishermen are like, no. Oh, God, I don't want to do that now. That inconveniences me. But, like, big picture, Tom. Like, oh, man. Okay, so, does this mean that in the event of a big old war... Okay, so you remember the Cold War, right?
Yeah.
America v. Russia. What if that warmed up, right, and it became a thing? And Ireland, very good connections with the Americans, but also we let the Russians train near our island. Like, where does that leave us, Connor?
I feel like this is the situation where we're after sticking our head out, and I think they're after putting us all... putting us all in dead. We were grand as the boys who just got drunk. Nobody was touching us.
Yeah.
And everybody else in the country has now looked at these, like, 4 fishermen. Like, lads, I understand.
So what are you doing? Like, pick your battles. Literally, pick your battles.
Fight another village of fishermen if you want.
Lads, I'll be honest, fight the fish. That's the job.
So, talking to some of the fishermen, they said that they felt like when the army or the navy would be out there, this is the Russian Navy, remember,
yes.
When they were out in the ocean, what would happen was if they were firing missiles, that would be disrupting the animal life. And then they felt like the seismic shocks that would be created by the missiles would change the migration pattern of the tuna in the fish for years.
Okay. Right, fair enough. Have they actually said they're going to be firing missiles?
Well, I think it's implied.
How is it implied just because the Navy is doing
a military exercise?
What if they're teaching the lads how to swim? Like, what if they don't know?
They went down to the fucking ocean to teach them how to swim.
You ever heard the phrase sink or swim, Connor? That's how Russia operates.
I don't want to go off cliches, but it would be a very Russian Navy. The Navy's meant to be like real hard anyway. It's like the worst training you could possibly do in any sort of thing. Like, big respect for everyone. But the idea of like the Russian Navy is looking at the American Navy, let's take it one step further. We're going to get people who can swim. Go out to the middle of the ocean, the fucking Atlantic, drop them in, make it home to Russia.
Every time our soldiers touch the water, they fear death, and they still move. Alright, Ireland.
So they actually went on a bit of a protest down in our local government, Shaun. The lads were protesting. They were against this viciously. And my favourite interview was with one of the lads. I don't know his first name. I probably have to miss it, but Mr. Murphy.
Oh, Ken. Okay.
Yeah, so Mr. Murphy has said that we want to act. But then he says we want to act, but then in his head he must realise what he's doing, because he's like saying we're going to act against Russia, and then he says we're not going to face down the boats. We're not going to take them on that way.
All right. More of a moral taking on of Russia.
And then he says, but we are definitely making a point here.
In that we're telling Vladimir Putin that we don't like this, and he's going to listen.
Here, Vlad, fucking cop on to yourself, right? Cop on to yourself.
Cop on, by the way, means get some sense. That's what that means.
Come on now, right? You're impressing nobody. Nobody's interested in your fucking missiles. What about me tuna?
Oh, Vladdy Big Balls, we'll call him.
Vladdy Big The he's coming up just coming up with real childish insults, very Irish. She's like, what are you even talking about?
Do you know, there was a time we nearly went to war before, Connor. Have you heard about New Ireland?
I haven't.
New Ireland is an island in Papua New Guinea. And there was, I think like in the early 2000s or something like that, there was uproar in Ireland about the fact that there was a new Ireland, implying that we were the old Ireland. And people were just like, God, I don't like this at all. God, I'm going to make my presence known. They're just named after Ireland. Like, that's it. There's a chain of islands named after Otto von Bismarck, and one of them is called New Ireland. And during the war, I think it was occupied by Japan. How
did we get involved in that?
I don't know. We're the most neutral country there is after Switzerland. Like,
and those lads have switchblades and chocolate. I don't trust them. We just have alcohol.
What switchblades and chocolate are there?
A few in Switzerland. You know, a few. You know, they've got the very handy blades.
Of course.
And then they've got some chocolate.
Shaped like the Alps, of course.
Shaped like the Alps.
But yeah.
Which is like also spiky. Dangerous. Don't trust them.
How many people die climbing the Alps, Connor? Just saying.
Nobody's ever has ever died climbing any of our mountains. Because we don't have any.
We have very tall hills, is what we have. And yeah, instead of a switchblade, like you say, we just have the drink. And that just kills people slowly over the course of 70 to 80 years.
Yeah. Ours is much more subtle in terms of neutrality.
It's death by 1,000 sups, really.
Yeah, look, but Jesus, they're good ones. They're good sups. Shaun, what are your thoughts on this whole situation? I felt like the listeners needed to know, because I seen this on the news and I had the reaction I'd say you had and every mostly Irish person was like, for fuck's sake.
Literally. These are like, lads, this is not like, there's a certain Irish element of like knowing your place and like knowing when to speak up, and this is not that time. When Russia comes in, you're just like, all right, grand, do you want to try Putin? Like,
I'm not getting involved. This is one that you throw up your hands. Nah, you can have it. It's fine.
But now, like, these fishermen are like, no, that's their thing. Is that they're the lads who stood up to Russia, you know? And I don't want them to be proud of that.
But also, I can see their point, that they're like ruining it's their livelihoods. They're kind of ruining the sea for them, or their fishing area. I just feel like it's so funny that they're now going to be like, yeah, I defeated Vladimir Putin. Like, he's scared of me.
The Kremlin fell because of me, is what I'm saying.
USSR no more, I said. This is all me.
If we do have any Russian listeners, I would genuinely like to know, did this make stories in Russia? Because this has been our only news for the past week.
I think Russia is kind of busy. They've much bigger news, I can only assume, than fishing situations, fishing rivalries with Ireland.
But they're not like trying to outfish us. They're just... No. They just want to come into the water for a bit.
Nobody's allowed in our water, Shaun.
Not even us.
We killed fungi and we'll strike again.
I'm okay. What if they're on the hunt for... What if the Russians promise to find fungi? Then would we allow them in?
Shaun, what if someone doesn't know what fungi is?
Connor, there's not a soul alive who does not know who fungi is / was. Fungi was our national dolphin. He lived...
We only had one.
We only had the one. He lived in Dingle. Suspiciously lived for longer the lifespan of the average dolphin. And he
Nobody
was
ever seen him.
No, nobody ever seen him. He was a tourist attraction where people go out in boats and go and see this dolphin. To which I say, every dolphin looks the same. And now...
So one fungi, though.
Only one fungi.
You know it when you see him, though.
He has a way of looking at you that just lets you know, that's fungi.
Yeah.
But in the last year and a half, fungi has not been... Last year he hasn't been seen. Hasn't been seen in a very long time. But then Ireland got a walrus who was terrorising the shores. And so now he's kind of diverted all the media attention to water-based mammals in Ireland.
Our defence forces can only handle one aquatic creature at a time.
That is true. That is quite true.
In my head, the defence forces, when these lads started making a ruckus, were like, lads, no. Lads, you have to put us in a weird situation now.
We just had the walrus under control, but now we have to take on Russia.
Call the 37 lads. We need to get everyone in on this.
I said it, all 37. And then they turn 2 keys at the same time and send out a WhatsApp message.
Yeah, we just have a small WhatsApp just for everyone.
Just for everyone in the defence forces.
Every 6 months, any wars? Nah.
No. Right. Yeah, it's like last message 8 months ago.
We're moving on, Shaun, to our next piece of news.
We do have to say thank you to everyone in the defence forces. You all do very good work.
We're being self-depreciating.
Absolutely, yeah. We're making fun of ourselves more than we're making fun of you. But the defence forces helped with like the COVID vaccines and stuff like that. So yeah, let's just give them the credit they deserve.
I'll be honest with you, they're way better people than I will ever be.
Way better humans. Way better humans, Connor.
So let's take joy in slagging them.
Let's use the old Irish trait of begrudgery and take them down a peg.
Bring them down to our level of podcasting. So we're moving on, Shaun, to our next piece of news. We are leaving Ireland, thank God. And we are moving on to a massive brawl in America. Because a brawl broke out in a Golden Corral restaurant the other night, Shaun. It was last Friday.
Texas?
In Bensalem?
That's where Jesus was born, Connor.
Yes. You're bang on. So a massive brawl breaks out in a Bensalem Golden Corral over alleged steak shortage.
Okay, so they ran out of cows, or they had not enough steak in the steak restaurant, basically. So
my thing, Shaun, is there's a video of this, I would say riot, more so than brawl.
Right.
It's to the point of, it looks like there's a gang war going on in the restaurant, but this is just over a steak shortage. So if you could find the video really just to get a visualization of what we're talking about here. I know it's an audio platform, it doesn't really help everyone else, but I'm sure you've probably seen it on Twitter in some form.
That's fine. Can I just say the internet, it's gone to shit. Like I've clicked on 4 websites since you started talking about this story, and all of them are just giving me ads, and I can't tell what I'm looking at. Here we go. Okay, full screen.
Full screen. He's going. Arms crossed.
Arms crossed. Vertical video. First of all, don't care for that.
Yeah.
And then it's like. They are kind of breaking into factions, aren't they? Where it's like one side against the other. That's so many. Why are they so uppity about steak, though?
The fight happened after a customer became enraged.
Sorry.
Yes.
I was at 45 seconds and I clicked ahead to 2 minutes 20 and all of the tables are suddenly on the floor and a man is throwing a chair through the air.
It goes on for minutes. You were just watching when it was nice and neat at the start. It keeps going until the place is wrecked.
There's one lad, he walks out, he's carrying his beer. I'm like, fucking respect, my dude. One woman, they're hitting people with the baby chairs.
because there's no steaks.
There's no like the sides are the best part though. Yeah. Like you get your chips, you get your veg. Oh lad, it's great.
So a video shared on the news shows punches being thrown and high chairs flying as a fight breaks out inside the Golden Corral. The police have confirmed the brawl may have involved more than 40 people and happened following an argument among some customers. I've never seen nothing like that in a Golden Corral before, said a former employee, Dylan Becker. Good man, Dylan.
He's never seen nothing, so he has seen something. Okay, the old double negative there.
So apparently there was no steak, and simultaneously when there was no steak, so I would say emotions are already heightened. Emotions are already just about to blow. The fuse is there. Somebody cut in line. And at that point, all hell proceeds to break loose. And after 2 minutes in the video, Shaun, what may amuse you is you can clearly hear a man in the video saying, "All I wanted was some steak."
I'm a simple man.
As there's chairs being thrown into the light bulbs.
So, like, imagine the poor staff who had to work there. Like, that's the shit you're dealing with this evening.
Yeah.
Was there any reason for the steak shortage?
They just ran out of steaks. It's a buffet. And they ran out of steaks.
Okay, so that implies someone ruined it for everyone. They just ate too many steaks.
So one family cut in front of another family. They were taking their time and they ran out of steaks and then got into a heated exchange at the tables. Which really implies to me, imagine for a second, you are the human being. All listeners, you can do the same thing, that you are the person who bought the last steak and you're sitting quietly at your table just like about to tuck in, and you just look up and like everything's on fire.
And you know what, lads? I got it well done. There I said it.
I ruined it. Look at me, I fucking ruined it, boys.
I'm eating pure charcoal right now, boys, and I am so happy.
So Shaun, what do you do in that situation? You're in the restaurant, place runs out a steak, brawl breaks out. Are you joining in or are you walking out?
I'm taking charge of the situation, honestly. So I think what I would do, the fight breaks out, I stand on the one remaining table and I just scream, like I shout at the top of my voice, "Shut up," and just everyone is silenced immediately. That's how this goes in my head. All right.
Can I give you what will actually happen?
Yeah, go ahead.
You stand on a table. You throw a quick "shut up." That's very loud.
Great so far. Yeah.
There's 1 second of scap. 4 chairs smash you straight into the forehead. You wake up and the place is cleared out and the police are standing there. Okay.
Well, I want to avoid that at all costs because of my criminal record. I stand. Okay. Same as the first plan. I stand on the table.
Why you always stand on it? Just
gotta get the vantage point, my dude. Gotta get the vantage point. So I stand on the table. I shout out, "Wait, I have an idea."
Fajitas.
It's like, have you tried tofu? Right now,
4 chairs again.
Oh shit! It's like one of those choose your own adventure games where you always fall off the cliff.
You're trying to survive, but you keep going on top of the table. I just don't understand it.
But I don't think if I was on the ground level and I shouted, "Wait, I have an idea." Why are you
shouting?
Because I need to. There's a brawl going on. I need to be heard, Connor. Sorry.
Notoriously, brawls much easier to grab attention of.
Mob mentality, and I'm something of a mob myself. Like, do you want what I would actually do, or do you want the funny answer for the podcast, Connor? Because what I would actually do is leave.
You would leave as fast as possible.
Yeah, probably still leaving like a 15% tip because those servers work hard.
I think though, another Irish response would be just not to react. And then just to keep eating your meal.
Pretend it's not happening. Yeah.
Like, Tommy Tiernan always has that long running gag of like, if a fire alarm goes off in a pub, everyone stops. But then if you look to your left and your right and you can't see the fire, you do not budge. Everyone stays sitting.
Yeah. No, and that is the truest thing that's ever been said about like Irish responses to crises. See, when it's an actual fight, though, I feel like there's somehow more of a threat than a fire breaking out. You know,
of course,
because people are wild cards, and when they're throwing high chairs, what if that lands in front of your nicely well done steak?
You're ruining my salad.
I think for this brawl to be resolved, the only thing to do, right, is bring out more steak, enough for everyone. But they clearly can't do that. So what you need is some kind of like Disney moment where the chef, who's been struggling with something this whole time, pulls all the ingredients out of the fridge and delivers an amazing meal that makes everyone think of their childhood and calms them down.
Are you thinking of, and as we always notoriously, I mean, it's well known, the method of the ready, steady, cook method?
The old ready, steady, cook method. You have £5. What you need to do is make a full meal out of that. You know?
And at the end, that's fucking shite, Susan. Take that away.
Why did you deep fry a fish? Actually, no, that's fine, isn't it? A deep fried fish is quite a common thing. What's bad if you deep fry it? Okay, why did you deep fry a pepper?
I think you can pull it off. Yeah, but are you putting breadcrumbs on that before you put it in?
Oh, you know, I've got my pane station set up, Connor.
Yeah. A bottle?
Yeah, but that's not edible. Like at the end of the day.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
Give me something like you deep fry. I don't know.
A marshmallow.
Oh, actually, yeah. Because you're losing the marshmallow. Well, then you just have deep fried breadcrumb. Surely, a little bit of sweetness inside.
Have we just created the greatest thing?
I think we might have done. I think we've clogged everyone's arteries, but I think we've created the greatest thing ever.
We're killing our own customers.
The perfect crime. All those listeners, message in, whether it's Twitter or Facebook or email Instagram. Or anything like that. Instagram, the other one. If you could find one thing that you can't make at least eatable by deep frying it, I would like to know. Human meat.
No, that's good. That's a good one now.
Sorry?
That nice.
What?
Moving on to our next story. Moving on, Shaun, we have an embarrassed burglar. Not a phrase I normally say, but
Pants
I have embarrassed. Why can't I not say that word? Embarrassed burglar leaves $200, flees home.
What? As in he brought $200 on the burglary with him and then put that down in the place he was robbing and then just pieced out.
So the owners of a New Mexico home were doubly surprised over the weekend to find a burglar inside their house with an AR-15.
Jesus Christ!
And then to have him apologise, give them money and leave, looking embarrassed.
That sounds like task failed successfully to me.
The man had slept, bathed, dined, and had some beer at the home on the outskirts of Santa Fe before the owners returned and discovered him. He had an AR-15 scoped rifle, but did not threaten them in any way, and did not take any jewellery or any other belongings.
Did this man just think it was his house?
Instead, he gave the homeowners $200 as reimbursement for the window that he broke to get in.
So he didn't think it was his house. What is this? What happened here?
Shaun, it's weird news. This is the stories that we miss. This is why we have this show, because a story like this really stands out to me, just due to the fact of it gets stranger with every line that I've just said.
Because everything leading up to that implies that this man wanted to burgle the house. But then you hit me with he apologised and gave them money.
For breaking the window to get in.
what's the cost of reglazing these days? It's
the suspect, who is over 6 feet tall and is in his late 20s. So they walk in. There's a dude who's maybe 6'2", standing there with an AR-15 rifle in the middle of their kitchen. And you're like, oh, this is when we die.
Yeah. Yeah, you would prepare for it, surely. That's a very specific detail to give for this man, by the way. That he's over 6 foot. So, like, he's either 6'11" or he's like 6'1.5". And they
he told me he was over 6 foot.
Yeah. For all the Tinder matches he's got to get. I've been in a relationship for years. I don't know how Tinder works.
I think if you say you're a short king, I think that works.
Really? Okay. Yeah. Well, from one short king to another. I don't know what height you are.
I'm 4'11". Wow,
that's impressive.
I'm 3'4". I'm getting smaller by the day.
Did this man, like, how long did he stick around in the house before giving away the money?
Well, I mean, look, he had slept there. He had had a bath. He had had some beer, and he had had a dinner there. So he'd been there for quite a while. And when they came home, they're obviously like, what the fuck is going on? He's all embarrassed. He's all flustered because, of course, like, it's an embarrassed situation for him. So he shared a bit of his story, Shaun, and this is really where it caught my eye. Because this is the start of a movie. He told the others that he was running from someone and that his family had been kidnapped in East Texas, according to the report. He said his car had broken down outside Santa Fe and he had found his way to this home to break in, get some food, and then set on his way again.
Was this man Jason Bourne by any chance? That's ridiculous. That's not true. That can't be true. Because otherwise the reporters would have verified that it was true.
But he didn't take anything, Shaun.
No.
So is it true?
I know he wants to live in this movie world that he's concocted. I bet it's not even a real AR-15.
The homeowners told authorities the man was extremely embarrassed and apologetic about the whole situation when he gave them the money.
He was a lovely guy, really, honestly. Like, we're meeting up again next Saturday.
The suspect left at the home with his duffel bag and his gun, walking down a ditch.
Okay, so like the end of the Incredible Hulk TV series.
His alleged larcenies, Shaun, totaled $15.
And is that the price of like hot water and the meal that he made for himself?
I think he made like a ready meal, so he maybe made a pot noodle.
No washing up. Brilliant. Genius.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And so, I mean, he leaves 200. They're actually up 185 on the whole ordeal.
That's actually pretty good. Like, if every robbery went that well, you wouldn't be long fucking making bank. I have a theory. I don't know how good it is, and I don't know how fully formed it is as I'm saying it, Connor. But do you know in the Saw movies?
Yes.
Do you know that Jigsaw's whole thing is like, oh, I'm going to make you appreciate your life by putting it in jeopardy?
Yes.
I feel like that was this man's... That's what, like, the beginning thought of this scheme. But then, like, he bottled it halfway through and he realises he can't be that mean to someone. So,
do you think?
I think if you walked in with a home invasion, you're fully... I would be fully prepared to die immediately. And then to find out that I hadn't died, but I had in fact got 200 quid. That's... Yeah. I think I have a whole new lease on life after that.
I mean, what happens if he is telling the truth? What happens if his family have been kidnapped in East Texas and he's travelled his way here and his car broke down?
Well, why didn't he go after the I assume, multiple gang members that kidnapped his family with the AR-15 that he had at his disposal, Connor? Why didn't he go to the police? You know?
Because, have you ever seen the movie The Equalizer? Or
I have.
Taken?
I have. Mm-hmm. Those are good films, Connor.
I mean, I'm telling you now, what happens in those films? They break into a home, they recuperate. You're on the road for 48 hours.
Well, in the Equalizer, it's a hardware store they break into. I can't stress that enough. The whole thing is that it's set in a hardware store. That's the selling point of that film.
Look, you're on the road. You're trying to get your family back. You're tired. You break into a home. You have a sleep. You bring your gun. Lads, I'll be on my way. I'm on my way now. I'll give you the money back. It's absolutely fine. I have to shoot my own movie. I'm in an action film as we speak.
Why does he have... Yeah, so is he an actor? Is this Daniel Day-Lewis? He's going
if Daniel Day-Lewis starred in Taken, he would have had his own daughter kidnapped?
I genuinely think he might have. Because...
And not told her.
Surely he'd tell her beforehand.
Nah.
Like, do you ever worry that like someday someone will yell cut and it turns out you've been Daniel Day-Lewis the whole time?
No, but now I feel like I fear that, yes.
Could happen at any minute. You wouldn't even know. You're so deep in character, Mr. Lewis.
Well, thank you, sir. I can't remember accepting those Oscars.
Most Oscar nominees don't, Connor.
It's true. They're normally full of drugs. Shaun, what do you believe this man's story? Or are we saying a yes or a no? Is he a bad guy, a good guy?
I mean, he genuinely, for the most part, didn't do any harm. And these people are financially better off because of his break-in.
Yeah.
But it's still very unsettling because I assume he left without telling them any more information, and now they're also wondering how much of that was true.
Is he still alive? What's he doing now?
Whose house is he gone? In now? Will he come back? Do I want him to come back?
Do you want him to? I mean, I have to pay the rent. I kind of wish he'd come back.
But I mean, do you think that because he paid the 200 quid, he now thinks, oh, we're cool forever? You know? Maybe got 200 quid one time.
No, he's paying the next week's rent as well. He's like, I'm coming back. Just keep the bed warm for me.
Keep the bath filled, keep the ramen noodles stocked. You won't even know I'm here, honestly, guys.
I gotta go shoot some guys. I'll be back.
You seen John Wick? Yeah? I'm John Wick.
I'm the guy who killed his dog. Wait, no, I'm John Wick.
No, sorry, I'm the dog. No, wrong again. I'm the Equalizer.
I'm Daniel Day-Lewis. Okay, we're going to have to move on to our next piece of news, Shaun. Now, what really stood out to me here is that I know you like space.
Love space.
I know you're a big... you like space.
Big fan.
And
who isn't?
Another thing we found out last year was that the FBI admitted that there was aliens. And I just feel like we were all in the middle of a pandemic. We all just kind of overlooked it. We all just kind of moved on with our lives, which is a bit weird. But another thing that happened in March of 2018 was something was spotted, Shaun, and it still is a mystery to this day, as unknown space object beaming out radio signals every 18 minutes remains a mystery.
What the fuck is this? I don't want anything beaming anything out every 18 minutes without me knowing what it is.
Radio signals.
Radio signals?
Every 18 minutes.
What do they say? Surely they can be interpreted into some kind
Joe
of message.
Rogan.
It's Joe Rogan. Neil Young put up a satellite.
He got cancelled from Spotify. He's like, fuck you, I'm going to my space object.
I'll broadcast my own music, thank you very much.
The spinning space object beamed out radiation 3 times per hour. In those moments, it became the brightest source of radio waves viewable from Earth, acting like a celestial lighthouse. Astronomers think it might be a remnant of a collapsed star, either a dense neutron star or a dead white dwarf star with a strong magnetic field, or drama. It could be something else entirely.
Could be ETs. Huh? Like, okay.
Photo up. Signal out here is fucking shite.
So when they say satellite, they mean just something orbiting the Earth. That's
Yes.
not like a man-made technological satellite.
Well, it's kind of not orbiting the Earth. They can see it from space. It's orbiting
Right.
the sun, if we want to go by space logic.
Okay. And then if it is a collapsed star, then did that used to be a sun? And there were other planets around it? Like us, maybe?
So, the lead study author, Natasha Hurley-Walker, who's an astrophysicist,
Good.
so I would say very intelligent human being, she says it was completely unexpected. It was kind of spooky for an astronomer because there's nothing known in the sky that does that. And it's really quite close to us. It's about 4,000 light years away. It's in our galactic backyard.
Space is weird, isn't it? Because 4,000 light years, that means if you were travelling at the speed of light, it would take 4,000 years to get to it.
Still quite a long time.
Still quite a long time. But in space terms, that's quite close.
Oh, yeah, it's down the road. You're popping to the shops to get some milk.
Get some milk, have a bit of a chat with Tom. By God, you'll have a great time going to that celestial object.
But I just bring this up, Shaun, because it's after popping up again this week that they still do not know what this slow spinning object is that's making radio signals in space. Are we saying, without hesitation, without a moment's notice, this is the thing that we're all going to die from?
Okay. I need you to bear with me as I go through this, right? So, when suns explode and then they condense onto themselves, they make black holes, right?
Yeah.
Then what if the black hole compresses even more and suddenly it becomes, on the other side of the black hole, this dead object just emitting radiation? And what if that's our sun in the future that has already exploded? Yeah?
Holy shit. You've seen Interstellar, haven't you?
I have, yeah. That little manoeuvre. It cost us all this time.
Oh, man.
I don't know enough about space. I think space is cool, but I don't know enough about it to nail this down.
To be honest with you, I didn't bring this story up because thinking you would solve it. I just felt like everyone needed to know that I didn't notice that they just found a thing that's in space.
Sometimes the best astrophysicists in the world don't know what the fuck something is.
And it's making weird radio signals every 18 minutes.
Weird radios. Every 18. Very specific. It's almost as if it's
Yeah.
signalling something. Or
What's
someone.
signaling? I'm here.
I'm here. The
Yeah.
Earth is around here. Neil Young, open for business as far as iTunes is concerned.
Do you think that's Neil Young?
I think it's Neil Young, personally.
Okay, well, I think we're just going to assume it's Neil Young because it definitely is, and we'll just work off that. So, Shaun, we're going to move on to our next piece of news, and this one really just made me giggle, because there's a suspect who's been caught, and he was driving the wrong way down the motorway, or the highway, if you will, in Las Vegas.
American.
Now he's faced with charges of attempted murder, driving under the influence, and battery. But Shaun, and of course, it's theft. But you know,
right.
With all that, you have a lot on your plate. You have a lot of things going against you.
A lot of things not very conducive to comedy as well, I would say.
I wouldn't. But it's his defence that really caught my eye, because he was caught driving the wrong way down the highway. So your defence has to be good at that point to really try and maybe knock a few years off the sentence, maybe get you off entirely. Because I have suspect says ghost of NASCAR legend told him to drive the wrong way down the highway.
My God. It's like Driver San Francisco. You ever play that game? Oh,
Yes.
lad. It's like that game all over again.
Look, now he also had heroin and meth in his system when he was caught. Now, look,
Or did the NASCAR driver have that in him?
he injected it into him when they crashed. It was a hit job. It was a frame job.
Ghost syringe.
The ghost of Dale Earnhardt, who's apparently very much a legend of the NASCAR circuit, Shaun.
NASCAR scene.
He died in 2001 at the age of 49. In a race itself, he died in a crash.
Tough.
In
Very
the
sad
Daytona
news.
500. So he passed away in 2001. His ghost is now back to haunt this one man telling him to drive down the wrong way, down the highway.
Interesting, because ghosts usually appear because they have unfinished business. You know, so did this man have a personal connection to this NASCAR legend, or
No, why it stands out is this man has never met this legend. He
Right.
has probably only ever seen him on TV, but he needs a defence for
But I would-
why he's been driving the wrong way down with drugs in his system.
But I would also argue that a man who tragically lost his life driving in a more than cautious manner probably wouldn't encourage other people to do the same thing in his posthumous life, Connor.
Daniel Asif told the judge that Earnhardt's ghost told him to drive the wrong way on the freeway in order to get the mayor's attention and bring NASCAR back to Vegas.
Okay.
We always play the game that you play the bad guy's lawyer, and I
Yeah.
love the logic that his lawyer must have been like, it sounds like a plan you would come up with to try and get Florida man off crimes.
And it would start off with, look, Judge,
Your
What?
Honour.
name me one thing Vegas is famous for. One thing, Your Honour.
Casinos.
Ah, see, that's what everyone says. But where the real heart of Vegas is, Your Honour, is, well, it's the NASCAR races, you know.
Now, I just want to make the really major point that it is ironic that the ghost of the NASCAR driver, who I would say NASCAR notoriously circular, bowl-shaped, decided that the very, very straight and narrow highway or freeway was the way to get NASCAR back to Las Vegas.
That's, I mean, look, you gotta hit him where it hurts, you know? That's why in many ways he was running a circular track, because he started off going the correct way around the freeway. And then he turned.
He turned.
Thereby, Your Honour, making an elongated oval, I'm sure you know. And in his attempt to save NASCAR, which, by the way, Your Honour, we're all glossing over this, signed off on by this NASCAR legend.
He's like acting like it was signed, sealed, delivered. The ghost told us it was okay.
And I just, like, he stacked the jury with, like, Formula One fans by mistake.
They fucking hate him.
It's like, oh, they're not the right car. They're not the right kind of car.
Yeah, they all love Drive to Survive on Netflix. They just fucking hate him.
But yeah, you're like, he's a man with a goal, a dream, if you will, and he's just trying to get across that finish line to bring NASCAR back to Vegas. Of life. Which, actually, no, he probably, if he's driving on the wrong side of the road, he'll probably end up on the finish line of life, Connor.
I think what's majorly funny to me here is that this man, like, he's so banged to rights that it just becomes a situation where, like, they caught him driving the wrong way down the highway with meth and heroin in his system, and nobody was killed, but he crashed his own car and then they got him into jail. So at that point it becomes, look, there's literally no way that you can get out of this unless the ghost of NASCAR legend Earnhardt.
I want to go another level on this, Connor, right? So, the ghost of NASCAR legend, Earnhardt, wanted to bring...
Oh, Dale Earnhardt? I don't want to
Mr. Earnhardt is what I'm going to call
Mr.
him. Took possession of this man to bring NASCAR back to Vegas, right? And this maybe also compelled him to do some drugs, Your Honour. And so then this man was the only man who crashed, Connor. What I think is that the defendant wrested back control at the last minute, and to stop harm to others, deliberately crashed the car into the side of the road.
Right.
Saving lives. Like a hero.
But I suppose the follow-up logic to that would be that he saved lives that he in turn was putting in danger.
The ghost was putting them in danger, Your Honour.
Oh. And the next offence, well, every time you get into the car, you're driving. That's a danger.
You're more in danger of getting in an accident in a car than in a plane, Your Honour. I'm sure you've heard this fact.
I mean, the stats are there. He was literally helping them, because what he was doing was distracting them, because you never see two crashes very close to each other. So he's like, I'll take the crash here. You won't see another crash for a while.
That's true. And then everyone who drives past that crash, very careful for the rest of the drive, I guarantee it.
For the next few miles, at least. At least the next few miles, Your Honour.
And it's Vegas. It's very straight, not like a NASCAR track. My God.
Life sentence. Ding, ding.
Life sentence for the lawyer.
Sir, you can go for 6 months. Lawyer, you're going to jail forever.
I'm sick of you, I'll be honest. I've had enough.
So Shaun, we're finishing off this week with Florida woman. She's got herself into a bit of a situation, and it's something that really, I mean, Florida woman, Florida man, I don't know why they do this to people, because I have Florida woman faked job as sign language interpreter, actually delivered gibberish on TV in Florida.
Holy shit.
Yes.
That's awful.
Interpreter Derlyn Roberts made signs that made no sense during a press conference about the arrest of a suspected serial killer in Florida on the news.
A serial killer?
Yeah.
Where they would give people descriptions of what he looks like.
So of course, hearing impaired people were tuning in to the news conference about the arrest of a suspected serial killer. And Florida woman, she's standing there. She's just kind of doing her own thing. Your man's talking. He's giving his speech at the little podium. The police chief.
Yeah.
He announced the arrest, and the interpreter was there beside him, making signs that made no sense. She sat up there and waved her arms like she was singing Jingle Bells, said Rachel, who is deaf and teaches American Sign Language at the University of South Florida.
Oh, so an expert on the language, you would say.
I would be an expert on it,
okay.
yes.
God, it's getting really hard to defend this woman, I'll be honest.
Among the things Robert signed was the following. 51 hours ago, 01222, indecipherable. Murder 3 minutes and 14 weeks ago and old, indecipherable. Murder 4-5, 55,000, plea 10 arrest, murder Bush, age 24.
Oh, okay, so it's tied into the Bush administration now. Interesting.
In fact, the chief was providing a timeline of the 4 shootings and describing how his agency had received some 5,000 tips.
Right.
And how she got the job was the police chief turned up on the day to give the speech, I should say, and she was just standing there. Florida woman just showed up and told the police chief she was there to provide the sign language.
So she volunteered for this?
Oh, she walked up and said, I'm the sign language expert for the conference. And the police chief, because why on earth would you doubt that sentence, said, oh, you must have been sent by someone else.
This is all pre-arranged and ready to go.
I mean, we've done it hundreds of times. You've just been sent from the.
Why why would you volunteer? Because I thought this was a case of like the woman being dragged in and being like, a case of mistaken identity. And it's like, oh, sign language. And,
no, Florida woman made this worse.
She signed up for this. She signed up to fake deliver a language she didn't know.
She said, by the way, Haggerty seemed like such a nice man in this article, because he's like, I allowed her to do it. I didn't ask enough questions.
I should have detected more.
I should have done a detective on her.
What is this badge worth? And he like throws it down.
How she knew about the press conference and why she volunteered to do sign language is still a mystery Haggerty wants to solve.
What if it's like a deep cut and it's like she's connected to the serial killer somehow? And she's like trying to divert attention from the case.
But wait, they still haven't called her. Because it says, Haggerty in his interview goes, I don't know what motivates her, but she hasn't returned my calls. I would like to know both professionally and also personally. How did it occur to her?
This is his life-changing moment. Where like all the years on the force like are pushed to the wayside.
And you know what's funny? Is he caught a serial killer last week?
Yeah, he's done very good work. Like, but he's obsessed with like, why would she volunteer?
I just can't figure it out. I can understand serial killers more than I understand this lunatic.
There's motive for serial killings. Yeah. Actually, no, there isn't. Sorry, that's the fucking definition of serial killings.
But she turns up. She says, I work with the Sign Language Associate and I'm going to be doing the press conference. And of course, he said, yeah, fair enough.
Why would anyone lie about those credentials?
Because why would you find out what time the press conference was on, dress up in a suit, and then turn up to it, proclaiming that was your job, unless you, I don't know, were a Florida woman?
It is like the definition of Florida woman, because it just boggles the mind. Like there's no explanation for it. Just she thought this would be good crack on the day.
It just, I read that and I was just like, his interview makes that just like, she hasn't returned my calls. I don't know. I would like to know both professionally and also personally.
That's a very real moment where he's just like, I just want to know.
Genuinely, I just can't even figure it out. We didn't pay her. She would have been paid through her agency.
They would have sent an invoice, which we would have paid, but she just rocked up.
Nobody was paying her a cash in hand to do this.
You can't, like a sign language interpreter cash in hand. That's rough, because then
you can't. Yeah, that's you're interrupting the job.
They do it mid-conference, just like this wad of cash comes over.
But I mean, just the idea. First of all, like I like that they went to the actual like the lecture, and she's just like, I don't know what the fuck is going on. This woman's crazy. And then the detective is just like, what a scumbag. Also, what the fuck is happening?
She's like, I just want to know at this point. I imagine they'll be good friends by the end of this story, though. I just think it's going to be like, oh, do you know how we met? It's a very funny story.
I just think Florida woman, she's gone too far. Florida man will probably be next week. It's just they kind of swap. They take their turns.
One has to stay home and mind the army of alligators that they are breeding.
He sent her off. He's like, I'm going to my job. When did you get a job? Oh, you'll see it on the news.
Oh, yeah, you'll see me this evening. Oh, 7:00. There we go.
There's me signing nothing.
Like, I like how they translated it as well. Like, they got him to, like, the interpreter to actually look. Do you know what's
funny about the translation? She does know certain words that he's saying, which makes it funnier to maybe think that she'd kind of tried to do like half an hour of research before it started.
Maybe that, but also I think that's shit you would get by, like, doing your best. Like murder. I know exactly what the sign language is for murder. everyone who's listening to this knows the sign language for murder.
It has to be. If it's not the obvious one, then what are we doing here?
If it's not like the Alfred Hitchcock psycho fucking stab, that's murder in sign language.
And I will murder you is surely finger across the neck.
Yeah, of course. Like, that's threat. And then he meant, like, a lot of the numbers she got right. But everyone knows how to sign numbers. Because you have fingers to represent numbers, Connor.
She's an awful woman, but I think they got a lovely man in to come do Ben Zapata. He came in the next day and they redid the press conference after finding this out. So it's just Florida woman just being a shithouse for no reason,
just ruining everyone's day, like for with no purpose. There's no goal in mind. She just wanted to do it.
So Shaun, that's it for this week's Weird News.
What an episode of Weird News, Connor. Would you like me to take us out?
Yes, please.
Thank you, everyone, for listening to this episode of Weird News Wednesday. We will be back on Friday with Hero or Zero, Monday with Movie Mondays, and next Wednesday with another episode of Weird News Wednesdays. A big thank you goes out to everyone who supports us over on Patreon. That is patreon.com/Heroes for Hire podcasts. Shoutouts go to Waffles and the Morbius of Madness is watching the moon fall while Flash points at the Batman's death on the Nile. Ciara Lawler, David Clarke, Ed Ball, Joe Burney, Róisín the wife Palmer, Ryan Right Time Evanson, Shaun, Grow Your Mo for a Bro Jamieson, Dominic, Jessiah Florida Gal Green, Anna Hjelmroos, Lil Dicky, the lads became the biggest entertainment, weaving their tales of yore, McGrew, Danny McLaughlin, Ray, I can't believe Wanda did this, Sammy DeLucia, Michelle seriously cannot keep up with changing our name Browne, and can't wait to spend 3 hours in Gotham, Batman FTW, Luke Hoth. Thank you all very, very much for the continued support. We really do appreciate it. If you would like to check out the Patreon, oh Lord, Connor, what did we do? What did we do on the Patreon recently that destroyed our souls and our bodies?
We did a review of Wild Mountain Thyme.
Fuck yeah, we did. It's
worst movie I've ever seen.
Legitimately, like, awful movie. Like, not even redeemable by being, like, you know, funny to laugh at. No. It's just offensive.
Outright offensive to me and you.
To us too. So if you want to listen to us be outraged and just, I'll be honest, shit on a film for an hour and 15 minutes, head on over to Patreon. It's quite a fun listen, actually. It's all over there, as is all of our other reviews that we've ever done. Other ways to support the show, you can follow us on Instagram. It's at Heroes for Hire Podcast. Facebook is Detective Diddleman's discussion group. Twitter is at Heroes for Hire Pod. The 4 is the number 4. Or you can email us heroesforhire_@outlook.com. But the best way to ever help out the show is to tell one human being that we exist.
Just a one, please.
And I think that's about it, Connor.
I think so. So I've been Connor Lawler.
I've been Shaun.
I shall see you all next week.
Bye.
Bye.